Oh, so we should have something. No, it's not gonna be on Twitch. It's gonna be on YouTube
on the
now.
tube?
It's gonna be on the tube. It looks like we got. I think we have something now.
Yeah. For funsies.
Fort funsies.
Johnny, you start your
It says on air, so
Yeah,
I guess
we're
we're
live.
live.
We're live.
We're live.
It's got me standing right there. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So just text your friends who might want to watch the stream. Adventure time. So just for funsies time, come on, text your friends. Please turn that off. It's interfering. Yes.
Alright, I'm just gonna call him, see if he wants to be on it.
Yes.
Like, yo, man, we're streaming Hunter. You wanna be on this? I'll make you famous, babe. World's greatest insect flavor.
Yeah. Well, tell them to watch the stream itself and make kind remarks or something. I'm saying like.
Yo, so I'm back home. We're gonna stream some Hunter tonight. So if you want to jump in and be a silent protagonist, you won't have to say anything, but we'd love to use your help. And if not, then you're more welcome to come just have the stream going in the background and just see what we're up to. I'll probably do some guiding lands and just mess around with some easier hunts. Anyway, I'm online, I'm visible, feel welcome to just jump in my room anytime. Alright, cool. There. Alright.
Who else you want to watch us? Come on, man. You gotta advertise.
You're right. They hit the horseman.
Horseman?
Yep. Cool. Streaming some Monster Hunter World tonight at 8:30 on YouTube, channel for fundies.
No.
No?
Said no.
Oh.
What do you think I said?
Oh, God.
Apparently you said, I thought I said no.
On.
You know, I said that too. Change.
There's like a quick button for this. That, where is the button? There's like a gaming mode.
Change. So
Aw, I do have a smart TV. It's good to know.
Okay. This is a stream of consciousness. So, are we gonna? What's the main topic we are going to discuss today? What would you like to discuss?
Let's talk about.
Mr. Jihad.
Oh, you do something serious, or do you want to do something like kind of for funsies?
No, anything. It could be serious. It could be funky.
Let's talk about the subtleties of class warfare.
Okay.
I guess I'll have to deal with this input lag.
Talking about class warfare.
Yeah.
Mm, um,
So we're gonna do 8:30, 9:30.
we'll see. Let's go until we want to kill ourselves. What do you think?
Sounds like an absolute plot.
Yeah.
By an absolute
What?
madman.
Class warfare. All right.
Let me start with that at least, and then do
Yes.
whatever we want. I just want to be on.
I'm
full
just
example.
editing this so that it's like, so that the title actually reflects what
All right.
we're doing.
Class warfare while we kill monsters.
Yes. Okay. So,
Right.
well,
Good catch.
so while we technically been streaming for like 5 minutes, we're officially going to start the stream now.
All
As far as
right.
we're concerned.
We're starting
So,
now. I thought
I'm
we
Nick.
9:30. I'm Johnny. And welcome
And
to For Funsies. Today we are
having a stream of consciousness.
playing a little Monster Hunter in the background here.
Yep.
And I'm going to be actually let me show you. So I'm playing on a new TV and it's not quite configured. So there's a little bit of screen lag. So if you see my camera kind of flying all over the place, that's why. I'm also trying to speak a little more slowly so people can hear what I say. Because when I talk really fast, when I talk fast, people can't understand what I'm saying.
What,
So,
really? I
yeah.
didn't know that.
So
Stop hitting my
I'm
microphone.
I'm gonna slow it down to make it listener friendly. So anyway, what I'm trying to forge is an armor set, based on the Teostra. Oh, dude, this thing's really cool. It's a ninja scarf. Check this out. Oh, what's my preview? Ah, voila. That doesn't work now. Oh, but it does. See that? All that ninja scarfness. Anyway,
That was more like a journey scarf.
so it's basically this armor set. What I'm building.
Oh, it's the samurai set.
I mean, they're all kind of samurai at a point.
like a shogun kind
This is like it's like a knight. Like if a Japanese dude became a knight for the queen.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really want to build his gloves. I don't think I have the parts for them.
I want to build the gloves.
Yeah. So to build the gloves, I'm gonna need 3 Cortex, 3 shards, a hard horn, which I already have, and a full gore Anjanath mantle, which is interesting because that doesn't fall from this monster. So I'm gonna actually have to hunt 2 monsters to get this. So the easiest way to track what I'm up to, oh god, that's a 2-point weakness exploit? That's really good. So, are you familiar with the armor system, Mac?
Yes, I'm familiar with the armor system.
Good. So for those that aren't, the armor comes in alpha and beta. Alpha gives you less customizable options, but gives you more in the way of built-in skills. Whereas beta is the opposite. It gives you more customizable options and gives you less built-in skills. So if you notice, on this one, I have weakness exploit 2 built in, whereas this one I only have 1, but I have 2 slots. So it's interesting. I'm actually going to go with this one on my wish list because I like to customize. I can always piece in that weakness exploit and keep it moving. So now that we got that out of the way, let's check out the monster we're going to be fighting. And make sure we're prepared. Scoot. There it is, the Teostra. So, The black scale dust Teostra scatters will spread over a wide area until it finally explodes. Keep an eye on that, as well as the flames it occasionally shields itself in, and aim to stagger it with weapons possessing Elder Seal capabilities, which I will be not doing. I'll be using ice. So I use a bow. I need to be shooting this thing in the head. Period. Maybe the wings, maybe the tail, but mostly the head. It is weak to water and ice, and these are the rewards. All right, enough of that. So I'm already kitted. I'm not gonna show you my fit because it's private. But because my guy is a beast that I'm fighting, I don't know, Meg. What do you think? Should I go elemental defense or regular defense?
I would go elemental.
Elemental?
Now, how much of a pain it is when you're caught when you catch on fire?
Well, yes. And right now my fire defense is at 23 without eating. I think 20 is a threshold so don't catch on fire. Can I just triple down on the elemental or just go defense raw?
At that point, then you can just focus on defense.
All right, cool. Let's do it. So we're gonna go ahead and grab. Whoa, that scared me. Yep, I jumped. Let's watch her make this because she put so much love into this food. Like I just ate, and this looks delicious. I can almost smell that.
He took like one bite and the whole spoon and went empty.
Yep. So I eat like that, and I gain no weight. I love it. Okay, I gotta fix this.
Fighting.
I gotta fix the screen lag, dude. This is killing me. The thing is, I don't know how anymore. Oh, cool. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah, picture off. Surprisingly, doesn't work.
Who knew? Boy. Dude, oh, display? You would think display, right?
Right.
I feel like it's supposed to do this, but it's not letting me change anything. Oh well. Well, to compensate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are we talking about today, Mac? Take us in.
Well, I don't know. You came up with the idea of what we were going to talk about, so why don't you? That's it.
Off air. All right, whatever. So today we're gonna talk about class warfare and my very, very, very limited understanding of it.
Yeah.
So
So
go ahead.
here's the thing about class warfare. If you allow me, right?
Okay, Mac, take us in.
Okay, fine. We are discussing specifically the subtleties of class warfare. Now, unfortunately, it happens very often. I think between, I mean, especially when you're trying to carry a payload, people are in your way.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens. Or maybe you're trying to take a capture point. Certain classes get in your way.
Mm-hmm. Is that where we're going with this?
So that's where,
Okay.
so, I don't know. What has your experience with class warfare been?
I think it's just an inequality between like mages and knights. I think that's where it started, and then it kind of branched off into like rogues and thieves, and it's like, come on, we all serve the same higher purpose. That's getting the best loot and grinding. No, I was talking about class warfare on the lines of like the middle class and the poor, and everybody in between, and how there's like a staged war against them. Yeah.
With that class or
I mean, everybody, man. It's like if you have money, you're given access to certain things and privileges that you obviously can't get access to without money. But then it creates this kind of like elitism, and you don't even realize it because it's your life. So like if your whole life you shopped at Winn-Dixie, that would be the grocery store. It's where you went to your groceries. There's nothing wrong with that because nothing to compare it to. And then you go find Whole Foods and find people who shopping at Whole Foods their whole life. You're like, whoa, Whole Foods is expensive because you haven't been exposed to better yet. So for you, that's expensive. For them, that's the grocery store. Is where we shop. And so I feel like it creates like this like gap or divide between people over what would otherwise be something as simple as groceries. You know, something that we all have to get, some common thing. I feel like it isolates people just because of the money they have or the money they're willing to spend. I don't know. It made more sense in my head when I was thinking about it.
I don't know. Would you say people who have money are bad?
You know, I used to believe that. Used to. And no, I wouldn't say many people have money are bad anymore. I would say that the things they do with the money makes them kind of rotten.
Do you think everyone who has money is rotten, or who will inevitably do things that makes
No,
them
I think
rotten?
rotten people exist on both sides. Those with money, those without. I think money just accentuates how nasty you are inside, or how good you are inside. Change of plans or come to the guiding lands.
Okay.
I can't fight like this. Anyway, go on.
Oh, okay. Problem I have is that I. It's not so much. I think you can be poor and still be obviously still have a problem with money.
Okay.
I would say that money, regardless of whether you have it or not,
Mm-hmm.
uh, makes you makes you makes people rotten no matter what.
Okay.
It's just who or it's like what they want to do with that money is they're going to be bad no matter what. It's just that if you have more money, you're probably noticed more,
Gotcha.
and there's less of you, so you're relatively easier targets.
Yeah.
You're relatively easier targets by yourselves, so you hire people that are to surround you to protect you.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yeah, that's what basically by themselves rich people are not a big threat. It's the things that they it's all the other the things that they're able to do to back themselves up from people who are lower of a lower class, lower financial
Okay.
class. Well, let's say we didn't have a system that worked on money. Do you think we would still have a class system?
If we did not have a system that worked on money,
Yeah, because
yes, I think so.
you think we still would, or
I
would
think
not?
we still would.
Yeah.
Because if the system didn't work on money, it'd work on something, right? So bartering or some sort of trade.
Right.
And I believe that I think the class system wouldn't look the way we're used to it looking. I feel like it would exist simply along the lines of like it. Let's say corn was a currency, right? It was a way to trade because that's what your family produced. Your family produced corn. The whole area's corn came from your family. The amount of land would directly impact your ability to produce the amount of corn, right? Say everybody had the same techniques. So if you had more land, you'd technically be better off than those who had less land. If we all used the same techniques, had the same everything else, so you'd be worth more.
Well, the thing is, money was just a replacement of the bartering system. It's
Right.
just like bartering 2.0.
Right, exactly.
So, like, I'm talking about, like, let's say we get rid of bartering altogether.
Okay.
We have, um, so instead we have some other structure. Do you think we would still end up with a class system without some form of bartering system?
Yeah. Um, I believe so. Hey, got somebody.
Nope.
Yeah. I believe we'd have some sort of way to keep people above others. I mean, even without a bartering system, there's gonna be people who own the land, people who work it. You know what I mean? There's gonna be people who heal others and people who repair machines. I think at some level, whether it's not money, it might come down to profession and who does what is considered worth more than the other person in a roundabout way.
See, okay.
What do you
See,
think?
my experience, based on what I historically what has happened
Mm-hmm.
is every country who has attempted that ends up collapsing horribly.
Uh-huh.
Has attempted to do away with money, still has a class system, and all it just means is like it just becomes. I think the problem happens to be that the more we fight. It's like the people. I think a lot of it is exploitation of the lower class.
Okay.
Basically, the middle class, the upper class exploits the lower class, right?
Gotcha.
Middle class wants to exploit them instead. So that's usually what happens. You notice that like all of these revolutionaries throughout history are all like middle class, and then they're like, well, I'm gonna champion saving the poor, and then they end up like they get into power and basically do the same thing. That's my theory is that there's no way to escape it. I think hierarchies exist for a reason,
Okay.
and it's not always a bad thing.
No. Interesting. Hey, so you think hierarchies like serve a purpose?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I believe so. I mean, like, only because we don't really have a solid alternative to like go on, where it's like they didn't serve a purpose. But I feel like class inequality, I feel like is what I'm referring to. It's always going to be there. I think class warfare is by design. So like,
Designed by who?
whoever benefits from it. I mean, really, it could be it's the ominous they, right? Them. The unknown, the unnamed. I feel like it just kind of works out where it's like the they in this case would be the people who benefit from the warfare. It can be the people selling the tools of the war.
Yeah. See, I look at how like oddly enough, it's Bioshock Infinite is the game that helped me realize this.
Uh
Is that sometimes people will just bite you in the back,
huh.
but also like people the people who think they're going to liberate everyone,
Right.
or who say they're going to liberate everyone, they'll just do the same thing that they're replacing.
Okay.
So I agree with you in the sense that like class warfare is by design, but it's not just one group that's doing it.
No, I don't believe. Yeah. that's
Like
kinda
everyone
ignorant
wants
the
to
way it's going.
everyone wants to exploit class warfare,
Okay.
whether whether they're in the upper class or the lower class. Is
Mhm.
what I'm saying.
Right. I think it's warfare, right? So it's not like one-sided. It's every
Right.
class stands to gain something by being at war with the other
Yeah.
classes.
But I think the mistake people make is thinking that there's a good side,
Yeah.
and that's the yeah.
There's no good side. No.
Yeah, I remember freaking Ms. Sarkeesian. Like she said like the reason why that she basically said that Bioshock Infinite is a bad game because it has that message in it. It's like that's a dumb story. Like some story that sometimes that oppressed people can be just as bad as the people that are oppressing them. And
Dude,
like
they can.
it tends to be that way.
I mean, they're
Look
all
at
just-
Cuba.
Yeah, they're all just people. You know what I mean? Like I said, it doesn't matter who's being oppressed or who isn't. It's the same people on both sides.
Yeah.
Especially when it happens in one area. It's just people from that area. So it's like, you know what's funny? What movie was it? Sausage Party, but of all movies, actually hit that point. Oh, giant outcrops. Hit that point really succinctly. They had a bagel and like a flatbread, and one was Jewish and one was not. He was like, whoever hates Jews, like historically. Um,
It starts with a G.
A G? Gentiles?
And yes.
No, it wasn't German. It was somebody like their neighbor. It's like Libya and Palestine or something like that. Anyway,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So all of their beliefs were the same. All of their traditions were the same. They just called it something different. And it took them the whole movie to realize that like, hey, we're kind of the same but different. But the point was like, what are you fighting over? Like, there's nothing really to fight over except for like maybe some land or something. But it was such a corny movie that I think that point kind of got lost in translation.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool concept to actually see play out. I was like, okay. You guys, I get where they were going with that. It's almost like how a lot of different Latin cultures don't like each other. Like Cubans don't like Puerto Ricans, Puerto Ricans don't like, whatever. And it's like, dude, you're not all the same, but like, come on.
You're also not all.
You're not all. You're more the same than like you and Asians. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
again, I'm not here to lump you all into one basket, but like, come on, bro.
Just edge.
Oh, thanks, man. Try my hardest. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a mining.
said, I would say the situations are a little more complicated than that, but
I believe that. Totally believe that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. You can't even speak on it without like almost oversimplifying it to a
You
point.
can't say anything without picking a side there. It's
Right.
like,
And trust me, I have zero side to pick on that. Like, I face my own struggles as a giraffe, but like at the end of the day, you know, I
That's
just want
good.
to make
it's gonna
sure.
be the ongoing character. Is that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Like I don't have any static
Oh, whoa,
dealings.
what is that? Come with me. Be my friend. Hey, here we go. It took no effort. It took like the most minimal amount of effort.
All right.
What's up?
So, this kind of reminds me of our next topic:
Mm-hmm.
sound sample,
Sound
music
sample?
sampling.
Okay, what about it?
Some people shouldn't do it.
Some people shouldn't do.
Some people know how to do it, and some people don't. People who don't know shouldn't.
Okay.
So, okay, imagine me in my. Okay, let's take an imaginary trip down memory lane. Imagine you're just sitting in your you're driving down the highway and you start hearing dun, 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 dun. Like, oh yeah, I know the song. Like,
Okay.
love the song. Dun, 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 dun. Like,
That sounds almost like
here
Sonic.
it is. Dun, 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 dun. It's not Sonic. Shut up.
I know. It
Dun,
just sounds
dun,
like it.
dun, 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 dun. And then all of a sudden you hear, it was 1983. I'm like, no. Turn up.
Okay.
Yes. So, if you don't know the song, that is some, I think it's Sweet Home Alabama all summer long or something like
Oh,
that. That's what
okay.
it's called from Kid Rock. This is someone that should not sample songs.
Oh wow.
Because it just got me excited thinking I'm going to hear Werewolves of London, and then it just suddenly like, nope, you're listening to Kid Rock now.
Psych. Chuck Testa. Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh, this is hard.
this is hard.
Well, that's a neat way to get out of there.
We just docked somebody.
Yeah. Welcome to Ill Prepared Streams by Four Funsies.
Yes. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Yeah. So, I don't know. How do you feel about song sampling?
You know, devil's advocate, man. I feel like as long as you follow the proper channels and you're not pirating the music, I say go for it, man. Does everybody have the same talent? No. Does everybody have the same skill? Absolutely not. But I would be remiss to deny someone the opportunity to create something just because they may suck. You know what I mean? And you're right. Some people get the talent and they abuse it, and they're absolute trash. They deserve to be freaking tarred and feathered. But on the off chance that they don't, you might come across something that gets created that is amazing. I was told to follow a wall. I followed the walls. I got nothing for it.
Now, I want to be clear. I want to make a distinction
Uh-oh.
between sampling and like just making mashups. That's different.
Yes.
That's or medleys. That's different.
Right. You're talking about actually taking a piece of music, an element of it, and putting it into your song, or using it as a basis for your song.
Yes.
Or a fundamental part of it,
Yes.
where it's almost recognizable.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm tired of hearing other music. Like I hear.
No.
Is that new that you can ride Optonauts?
I don't know if he's gonna take me anywhere, but I'm gonna try to ride him.
Do you hear that song? Hear a song that sounds sort of like superstitious or superstition.
Superstition.
Yes.
Superstition.
And then it has all the elements of it aside from the singing,
Right.
aside from the actual lyrics. Same thing with Every Breath You Take from the Police.
Oh wow. Yeah.
When people say it flat, I'm like, no.
No, you're not allowed to. Knock it off.
Yes. Yeah, imagine you're hearing like.
Right.
I simply by myself. No. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's it's hard. It's old becomes new again.
Yes.
And I think there's a beauty in sampling where you're taking something that could have otherwise been forgotten and breathing new life into it. Now, new life doesn't always mean good, right? Look at Frankenstein's monster. But it does give it a chance to see a different audience. And for an audience as passionate as like yours, now you get to go, I don't like this, let me revisit the original. Which in the end, it goes back to like bad press is still good press. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my god, you guys made a horrible sample of this song, and now everybody gets to go hear this song again. Otherwise, it would have been forgotten. Classic example: look at Men in Black from Will Smith, right? Great sample, right? Such a great sample, you wouldn't even know it was a sample unless you were a little older. Then you go back and listen to "Forget Me Nots," and it's like, wow, that's a song that I forgot. I wouldn't even looked up or even would bother to know, and now because of his song, now I know it.
Yeah. But the only reason you knew that, did you know that at the time you heard the song?
No, not at all.
What led you into actually discovering that it was a sample?
I started to hear the original song and started to sing Men in Black and was like, oh my god, this is not Men in Black. And I listened to the song. If I couldn't connect the two, I would have had no inclination to actually hear the original song.
See, and that's my point. This is my point here. It's
Mhm.
like sampling. It, sampling can eventually erase the original song, or can like bury the original song. Okay, think about like that song. There's I think it's Power from Kanye West, right?
Right.
Samples 21st Century Schizoid Man.
Okay.
21st Century Schizoid Man's an amazing song,
Okay.
like from King Crimson. But, and I give compliments to Kanye's taste in music, but like, and he didn't like overdo it, but no, and I will say he is someone who did it right.
Okay.
But it doesn't change the fact that no one knows that was a King Crimson song that he was sampling.
Okay. So you feel
Like-
like he misled folks? Or not?
It's not his fault for misleading. It's more of like saying negative effect of it.
Okay.
I don't think he was. It's not like he's a bad guy for wanting to do it.
No.
No, there are other things that brought him in that territory,
Well, yeah.
but it's just I don't. It's like eventually you reboot a movie over and over again, you're not going to remember what the original was. Like, how many people know that the Mummy was based? The three Mummy movies were based on like a 1930s movie.
Right. You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know
Right.
unless somebody tells you.
Right. Think about how many people don't know that set. The Magnificent Seven is based on the Seven Samurai.
Okay, that's fair.
And again, both are good movies in their own right.
Come on.
But what's the one everyone remembers?
Mag 7.
Yeah. Furious Seven.
Huh?
It's like the Furious Seven.
Furious 7.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I said my piece. You're next.
My turn?
Yep, my turn.
All right. So, I was watching a documentary the other day on the boat. I went on a cruise recently. And it was one of those things you're kind of watching but not watching. And so, I was watching the subtitles, and it was about hot dog eating, a hot dog eating contest. And there was essentially this American dude versus an Asian dude, and the Asian dude was mopping him up for like 2 or 3 years, and then the American guy got his act together and started winning. And the American guy was a little more charismatic than the Asian dude, and people just were starting to like really get behind him as fans, and everything was cool for a couple of years. And in 2008, the Asian guy was like, "I don't want to play anymore," and they're like, "Well, why?" He's like, "Cause I feel like the crowd's not behind me." And it turns out the crowd was like booing him and like getting really racial about it and just making an overall bad experience on what would otherwise be a very underwatched sport, hot dog eating. Like, it's not that serious, but it was for them. And so he was like, I felt like for the first time I was unwanted in America because of how they were treating me, you know. And it was really like sad to see how seriously he took it. And then the American guy was kind of like, yeah, you know, I really didn't want that for him at all. Like, we're all good friends. You know, I see him every year. You know, I don't know where all this hostility came from. It's just the type of people that come to these hot dog eating contests were really, really racially charged about who they wanted to win. And so it brought up a point that I wanted to discuss. It's like, do you feel like a person's value should be amplified or diminished by their race given their profession? So, for example, like, we're all basketball players. Am I more valuable because I'm black, or am I more valuable because I'm white? You know, we're all hot dog eaters. Am I more valuable because I'm Asian, or am I more valuable because I'm something else? Do you think that plays a role at all? Like, no is the easy answer, but like, what do you think should play a role, if anything, in gauging someone's value?
Um, I do get. I guess I get it to an extent.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it should be like that, but I feel like that's what kind of happens.
Well, okay. I would say. Okay. Controversial idea question here.
Go ahead, man. Let it out.
Okay. Do you think that there are certain features that may be connected by race? Certain, like,
Yeah, I've been on this rabbit hole before. Yes.
physical.
Yes, of
attributes?
course. Every race has their physical attributes that lend themselves to what they're up to.
Would you say that there might also be, like, intelligental ones as well? Like, this is where I'm drawing. This is where it gets controversial. So there's this idea that black people are, on average, have low IQ
Mm-hmm. Low in comparison to what?
in comparison to other races.
Okay.
So, okay. Now, I, for one, think that this may be true, but it's more of a coincidence of genetics than anything necessarily, like, basically people put too much stock in that idea. So, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with trying to draw these connections. I do think that, but the problem is what it leads to is people get, people who see that as justification for their worldview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, they find out that on average black people will have lower IQ than, say, a white or an Asian person. What they don't, and they see this, they see, okay, that happens. Black people have low IQ. On average, have low IQ, and black people are overrepresented in crimes, and therefore, black people commit more crimes because they have low IQ. Now, this sounds like a ridiculous argument, right?
No,
Why not?
it's correlation equals causation. It's a very valid argument. It is. I mean, you gotta figure if you're gonna take those loose facts and connect them. I mean,
Well,
there's worse things you can connect that are more anecdotal, right? So it doesn't make it right or justified, but I wouldn't say it's a bad argument.
Okay. Well, do you say? Well, is the saying actually? What's the one thing they tell you in science? Like, rule number one in science:
What's that?
correlation does not equal causation.
I understand what you're
Right.
saying.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that statement that prior to that is a direct correlation equals causation kind of statement. Well,
Right.
this is true and that's true, so this must be true together, right?
Right.
It's the same kind of statement that would say country music exists on Earth. Out of the 9 planets, the most humans have ever died have died on Earth. Therefore, country music is a direct cause of death. You know what I mean?
I like that
In the solar
I'm
system.
gonna use that.
Right?
argument for now.
So it's correlation equals causation. You're just stringing together a bunch of facts to get your point across. The reason why I'm not saying I agree with it or like it, but it's a better argument than I think or I feel. You know what I mean? It's a better argument than just saying, oh, well, I feel like this because this. You know, like I just have this hunch. No, here's some facts to support my argument. Like at the very least, prove me wrong. You know, and again, I think it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but for structure, I feel like it has a little more merit than just like they all suck because I feel like that, or I had one bad experience, therefore all people are this.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, it's real loose, dude, real loose. There it is. Hoping you go to sleep for me, baby girl. Now give me something to shoot you with. I need slinger ammo.
Now give me something to shoot you.
Yeah, pretty much. Give me that. Should be slinger ammo right here. Good stuff. I get back up here. Very good. All right, so yeah, do you get what I'm saying though? Like, I don't like the argument, but I would take it any day over some anecdotal nonsense.
Gotcha.
Now, again, this is to support the worldview.
Right.
Right. Boop. That's what we live for, kids.
And then it comes.
Oh, jeez.
And the problem that when that happens is like. The thing is, it does happen both ways.
It does.
Because then it's like, because people are only doing this to support their worldview, that means there's no credence to this theory whatsoever. Like,
Yep.
no, doesn't mean that at all.
Nope.
Like, yeah, it's entirely possible to have interest in this as a subject.
It's
and
possible.
Not out in a non-racially motivated interest.
But it's one of those subjects where it's like, why? Why is it an interest if it's not racially motivated? Like, what what is the end game? Is it to go, well, let me build better schools in predominantly black neighborhoods? Is it to let me focus on like
That's the
what
thing,
is
it's
the
like
end game?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like my feeling on that is that it's not a problem unless you use it to actually judge people,
Right.
Or it's politically motivated or something.
Right.
Like, because the idea is the point of on average. The reason the phrase on average is being used is that it's the norm, but it's not necessarily. There's
Jumping around.
like room for error. It may not. It doesn't always apply.
Right. This isn't the de facto, the standard, if you will.
Yeah. But I saw one silly argument one time. Like someone said that okay, two separate arguments I should say. There's one person who was she was trying to make the case that like black people are incapable of abstract thinking or something. That's what I think she was saying. And or what I remember her saying, and the argument for this is because the vocabulary has less words, therefore they're not capable of abstract thinking. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like China, like, are you gonna really tell me that Chinese people are incapable of abstract thinking because their vocabulary has less words in it?
Right. No, it makes no sense.
Yeah. And alternatively, one guy saw there's another guy who was also made politically motivated statement that white people are. There's a study saying white people are incapable of feeling empathy. I'm like, what?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And what the study said was that people of certain races are less likely to feel racist for members of other races. Which
Say that again?
people, let's say, people are more likely to show empathy for members of their own race.
Okay.
That they may show, on average, less empathy for people of other races.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes sense. How can you empathize with someone who's struggling you can't understand?
what?
How can you empathize with someone as effectively who's struggling you can't quite understand? So, like, how could I empathize with, like, what the Chinese people are going through? Or am I confusing that with sympathy? Like, I can be sorry they're experiencing that issue, like the censorship of their government, but having never experienced it myself, I couldn't get down with them as hard as if I was there, like, yeah, my government censored me too.
Well, okay. I guess that would be the best point. Well, okay.
I'm just trying to understand, like, how that would. What I'm saying is, how would that point show up in the real world? Like, what would it look like? Is my question.
It could. I would say it probably would happen in like. It could potentially affect like in court cases or something.
Okay.
That said, in courts you're supposed to kind of take your emotions out of it.
Yes, you are.
Doesn't mean people do,
No, they
but
don't.
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah, your
post-Timmy.
point is to focus on facts, not on feelings in a court,
Right.
especially in a jury.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I don't think character witnesses are necessarily a good idea in courts.
Gotcha.
It's like this person didn't kill him because no one thinks he killed him. And I'm like, what's that? That's not an argument. That's
Right.
not good.
And you know what's interesting about that too is that I've been a victim of character arguments before, and I use the term victim real loosely because it's been in my favor. But like, I steal things from department stores all the time, and I tell people this, and they laugh. They laugh to my face. They go, "Ha ha ha ha! Ha. You wouldn't do that." And I go, "All right." And that's it. My conscience is clear because I confessed. But what I'm getting at is like I can tell people the most heinous things, and they just don't believe me because of my character.
That's it.
You know, or I could make some cool stuff up that would fit the character that I've given them, and they believe it immediately with no proof. You know, and it's just like, where's your actual critical thinking right now? So I think it's interesting how character witnesses kind of don't do anything of importance. Yo, you don't want this heat, old man. Stop fighting me. I'm trying to let you live, brother. I got some real killers on the way.
That's the thing. Like, character is not motivation.
See, I told you you didn't want that heat. But now you're gonna
And
get
I know you don't because you're weak to it.
Yep. Oh, that didn't work at all. Gots to go. That just pissed you off, didn't it? Alright, how do I get back to my camp? That's where I need to go. Man, I feel so sorry for
Can't
this
you
guy.
fly?
Actually, I can now because he's not looking at me anymore. If I had wings, I would fly. I got killers coming, baby.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. That's gonna rock steady.
So I noticed you're further in Pokemon.
Yeah, man, I made some progress. What can I say except you're welcome?
What can I say?
Except you're welcome. All right, so I know you're supposed to go true naked, but we're gonna do a little bit of hunting. So I'm gonna put together a guiding lance fit, which I think I already did.
I'm gonna use that. Use that from now on. Just feel like
What?
I know you're supposed to do this naked, but
Here we go. Let's use this. All right, the G lands.
all right. So
But yeah, I made some. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh no, I made some progress in Pokemon, and what was cool was, hey, my killers are here. But hi. You probably can't hear me because you're not watching the stream. If you can hear me, run around in a circle. Right, you're not listening. Okay, I don't know how to gesture, so hey. All right, we're gonna go to the core. Actually, let's finish off this Legiana. See, I think a game has achieved true sentience when you can do this and send a silent signal to your whole squad, like, come and get it. Daddy's hungry. This guy's gonna die so dead now. It's almost like calling your big brother to fight a fellow kindergartner, and your big brother's like 42.
Gotcha.
Let me ask you something. Okay, side note. It's common for siblings to fight each other's battles, right?
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to fight, but it's kind of like allowed. Like, all right, you know what? You're picking on my little brother. Let me step in. Okay. If there's a 50-year gap, do you get a pass? Like, can this dude come stomp out a kid because he's my big brother? Now, mind you, I don't know what your parents are up to.
Wait,
Well, let's just
okay.
say.
That brings in some questions there. Because, okay, you ever see how like in King of the Hill, like later on, Cotton has a second kid. Like Hank's dad ends up having another kid.
Oh yeah, the guy with little legs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So does that mean like Hank has a responsibility to like fight good Hank's battles for him?
Good Hank.
That's what That's why he named his son.
No, dude, that is so evil. I love it. He named him Good Hank.
Name your son Good Hank.
Oh my gosh. So here's Hank, and then here's Good Hank. Oh man, that is great, dude. Oh, I had no idea that was even a thing.
So,
Wow.
to answer my question, does Hank have that responsibility?
Yeah, that's his little brother.
By like 40 years.
Yep. Should be easy. Really an inconvenience. Yeah, I stole that from that one show.
Yeah, I know that one show.
Yep.
Definitely.
Pitch meeting.
Yep.
Shout out to our guys over at Screen Rant. They're not our guys, but you know, we wish they were.
Some of us don't even like them.
Aww.
But go figure.
Why is that?
They're right.
What's your well thought out reasons? I know there is.
The reason now is they're not that good.
Oh, okay. My well thought out reason is lack of talent.
Well, I told you who I watch, right? Like for reviews and stuff, or not reviews, but like, okay. So I probably mentioned this before, but in case you're new and haven't heard it,
Hey, every video is somebody's first time, bro.
I watch EFAP. Every frame a pause. Every is what EFAP stands for. The three main guys. Well, I don't know. I think maybe the guy went down to two again.
Okay, back down to two.
But one of the guys whose main channel is Mahler. Like he's known for making really long videos, completely breaking down movies.
Okay, that's fair.
Like not just ones he hates, but like ones he likes too.
Really?
And he, a lot of his whole thing is that like he believes that there's a way you can judge a movie's writing objectively.
Okay.
And it's not like he backs it up. He only like all the stuff that he focuses on. It's things that are actually in the movie. It's not like how you feel about certain scenes.
Okay.
I mean, he does bring that up in some of the movies he likes, but in the movies he doesn't like, he just focuses exclusively on the things the flaws that can be objectively seen in the movie.
Right.
So like plot holes or anything like that, right?
Right.
And people do not like him because he does that. Because they think, because it's like, if you don't, because we live in the era where if you don't like The Last Jedi, you're a racist or something. You're a racist sexist.
Racist sexist?
But I don't like The Last Jedi, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Okay.
So.
I was never a fan.
Yeah. Really? I thought you were.
Which one's Last Jedi?
It was the one with the kill the past if you have to thing.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember that?
Was that one part of the last three that came out?
Yeah.
Was that the one just before the one that just came out?
Yes.
I wasn't a fan. I don't like what they did with Luke.
Okay. Yeah. Very well. So, anyway, here's the thing. I was like entertained in the moment. Here's how I would put it: is like it's one of those things where you like it in the moment, but then like the more you think about it, you hate it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, Evangelion was like an opposite effect. It was like I liked it up until the ending, and then like the ending's all weird, and then I saw like end of Evangelion. I'm like, the ending is not that bad. It's just like it makes you think about it.
Right. I've seen. I know this is kind of like loosely related, but I've seen comedy shows that were like that, where it's like it wasn't funny, and then when I thought about it later at work, I was like, that was hilarious. And mostly because it was really clever, and I just wasn't prepared for it at the time.
Too clever for you.
Right. It's too clever in the moment, dude.
Yeah. Well, I love those jokes that like they don't like. You probably heard them as an adult, and they did not click with you until or you watched them as a kid, and they didn't click with you how it happened until you're an adult.
Ah, okay.
It's like basically every Ren and Stimpy.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah. Every Ren and Stimpy, every Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern
Yeah, even SpongeBob had that all the time.
SpongeBob
was full of it.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, though.
Yeah. Old school SpongeBob, not the new one.
OG SpongeBob? Yeah.
Yes.
sleep-tastic.
Okay. So now that we're on this subject,
Yeah, hit me.
so let's say you had the ability to rewrite the sequel trilogy. What would you do?
The Star Wars trilogy?
Yes.
Oh, the sequel trilogy. I get what you said now. Um, it's a dagnabbit good question, sir.
Okay. What? How about this? What did you not like about Force Awakens? That was the first one.
I really didn't have an issue with it. The first one, I didn't like the Mary Sue-ness of the main character. Like, there was just some, and she never closed her mouth, which was really annoying.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But there was just some parts that, I'm not a Star Wars guy, bro. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what should be what, or that I get all the references and stuff. So just from a casual moviegoer's perspective, and
Then how do you not like what they did with Luke?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So like, as a casual moviegoer's perspective, someone that just understands movies.
Ooh, it's Narc.
Yeah, I know we're gonna throw down right here. I just felt like there were just elements that didn't add up to the character's development. Like she was just able to do things that didn't make sense in relation to other characters, right? So like again, I don't know much about Star Wars, but I know he trained. I know he had some challenges, a journey, he made friends along the way. He earned his, and by the end, he was kind of like legit, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what that even means all the way. Just I know enough to know like, oh wow, Luke Skywalker is legit, right? I don't get that from her. Even up to this last movie, like she does legit things. I'm like, whoa, look at that thing she did, but it doesn't feel earned the way it did with Luke.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get to a point now where it's like I can appreciate what it is for what it is. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, this is the game how it's gonna be for now. But as far as the first movie, I think out of the three, I think I liked this last one the best.
You saw the last one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
How was it?
I liked it. It was really rushed. The pacing was horrible, but it was almost direct fan service.
That's pretty much what the first movie was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was even more so. Especially, this was more so coming off the last movie.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like this actually.
I'll be
felt
honest, I
like-
haven't seen it yet, so
Okay.
Please
No,
don't
spoil
spoil me.
it for your review. This one took a lot of the criticism from the last movie, which are out there if you want to know what they are, and made good on what should have been. Right? So whatever that means for you will be highlighted once you actually see it. But come here, give me that head. Blocka blocka. Got him. So my strategy here, just in case you're watching, is to keep running this guy in the walls and picking up his pieces because it's easier than trying to kill him. The only problem is I brought killers with me. So meanwhile, they're killing him. And I'm just going to keep putting him to sleep. Also, I brought my thieving... Oh, I don't have him with me. Oh, that was pointless. I brought my Palico for thieving, but he's not here to thieve.
Palico is for thieving.
And
That's just what it'll do. One of these days, the Palico's gonna thieve all over you.
All your pockets. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I was thinking about how I would do it. Or I was trying to think about... Because the problem I have is, one thing, they don't explain what the First Order is. They don't explain who Snoke is.
Nope. None of that.
They don't explain who the Knights of Ren are.
Nope. None of that. Like, at all.
Right. So... And I was okay with that at first because they were going... I thought, like, oh, they're going to explain it in the sequel.
Right.
Nope.
Not quite. No, they never quite explained the Knights of Ren. They I mean up to number 2, and maybe they don't in 3. Who knows? You'll know when you see it. But at the end of the day, they just kind of drop you in on a lot of stuff, and they rely heavily on things that happen outside of the game, outside of the actual movie, like other content. Like I don't know if I like that I need to go read books and stuff to understand what's going on in my movie.
Wow, that was like seizure inducing there.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. All right. Here's how I would do it.
Maybe.
I would say like put the Empire in in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's because realistically, when empires collapse, they don't just like suddenly become democracies. So I would say like, what if the empire got like split between a bunch of factions and just like was doing some infighting
Okay.
while the republic is still kind of forming the
Yeah.
process?
Okay.
Like, say the republic formed like on its own, just with some of the places the rebels had,
Yeah.
and then like the First Order happens to be one of the factions,
Ah.
one of the
Okay.
Empire factions, but they're like promising that they're going to like unite
Right.
the Empire and that because like let's say they're having like a succession war, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like let's say Snoke is like, I have the true heir to the Empire, and or I will restore the true heir to the Empire, and we'll reunite and rule the
Okay.
galaxy. Yeah, that's it. Well, so he's like pushing like exclusive like anti-republic propaganda and stuff. It's like that, like
Right.
his like once he unites the Empire, he's gonna go like right for the Republic and stuff, right?
Okay.
So let's say so at the end of the movie they have like that Star Killer, this like the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they use it to destroy the Republic. Well, if instead they used it to destroy like one of their enemy factions,
Okay.
that would be like more in line. With,
Right. Right. I'm gonna
So that they wouldn't just kill off the Republic right away.
Right. So the Republic, help me understand, because again, I don't watch the old movies. The Republic is Leia's faction, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, okay, there's the Republic and then there's the Resistance,
Right.
which is not really explained why they exist either.
No.
You don't. That's right. Like we know that they somehow reborn. They were rebirth. The Empire somehow was reborn into the First Order, and then
Okay.
First Order,
Right.
and
And
then
I'm
to fight the First
okay-
Order,
I'm
they
okay
have the
with that.
Resistance. And that's see. I was like, I would think like when I think of like the Resistance, I think of it being like basically like rebels, like state-funded terrorism. So it's like, let's say like the Resistance is a bunch of like people within what's left of the Empire,
Oh, boy.
like trying to shape trying to like basically shape them into joining the Republic.
Okay, so
basically
you have,
help-
you have
help
the
them
Empire, the Republic, and then the Resistance. All three different factions?
The Resistance is like basically funded by the Republic,
Okay.
or like they're pushed by the Republic.
Got it.
So that's why when everyone just says it's like the Empire and the Rebels, it's the First Order and the Resistance.
Okay. I kind of got it.
By the way, I've been playing a lot about Total War. I've been playing Total War. I played a Total War Shogun,
Uh-huh.
and it got me really into like the Sengoku period. So that's how I like
Oh.
got these ideas.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like finding out about like all the warlords and stuff, like how they're fighting each other.
Yep.
So that's how I got this idea of like faction, like with the Empire gone, there's like a war of succession. Different factions are like fighting each other.
Okay. Yeah, that could work. Dude, this green light goes.
But that would only work for like a background for the first movie. It wouldn't fix Rey.
No. Rey is
I would-
fundamentally.
Yeah. There are some aspects I could see they could tweak it a little bit to be a little better. The problem is that they make her OP at the same time. If she was like, nice tail.
Thank you.
If she was like, so like at the beginning of the movie, she's kind of like, she's just waiting around on Jakku, waiting for her parents to come back, and then she like willingly leaves like as soon as something happens, right?
Right.
Change that. Make her like obsessed about her parent. Like they try to say she's like she wants to know about her parents because she wants to know where she came from, but she doesn't. It doesn't seem to like affect her anyway. So like, how about when they're getting off the planet, she just like she comes off as kind of like obsessive about like. So like they escape the stormtroopers at the beginning of the movie, and they're like, well, time to go back home. It's like wait, what? We just escaped there. Like, well, I have to go back, or else my parents won't find me. See, it's like make her obsessive. Like the way they did that with Luke is they made him like a little too prideful,
Okay.
and he gets his butt kicked by Darth Vader
Yep.
in the second movie.
Which he should. Darth
Yeah.
Vader was trained by real Jedis.
Yeah.
Luke
Darth
was trained by a
Vader,
puppet.
yeah, and a ghost. Muppet and a ghost.
Muppet and a ghost. Yeah.
Those were the guys who trained him. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke never quite got to go on the adventures that Anakin did. Anakin actually got to do some actual Jedi stuff in a world where Jedi's like legit existed.
I mean, Luke got to blow up the Death Star. Got
Yeah,
his hand cut
He
off.
got one good mission in. Anakin got to go actually do things.
He saved Han.
Yeah, but Han's a criminal. I don't McClunky, bro. Tell me you know what that is. No?
I'm not going to tell you. I know what that is.
Okay, so McClunky, right? In the cantina scene where Han shoots Frodo Baggins, or whoever that guy was.
Oh, Greedo?
Greedo.
Frodo Baggins.
They've edited it numerous times to the point
where he shoots. Yes.
He shoots the
I know that.
alien shoot first, right?
Right.
So they edited it again, like this year, to the point where he says McClunky and then pulls his gun out and then Han shoots him. So not only does he say the alien shoots first, he actually has something he says as an act of hostility. And I don't know why George Lucas keeps seeing the need to retcon this event.
This one scene.
Right.
Well, the reason why people were upset is the whole Han shot. First of all, it's not Han shot first; it's Han shot. Period.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like Greedo in the original cut, Greedo didn't even get a shot in.
Yeah.
So that's why people are upset, because that was his establishing character moment.
Okay.
So to speak. It's like, hey, I have to turn you in. It's like, oh yeah, boom.
Yeah, which I feel like was fine.
Yeah.
It served its purpose.
So, because they changed it, are you upset? Like, how does it affect you that they changed it?
I just,
It's just unnecessary.
it was an unnecessary addition. It's actually kind of comical at this point. It's like a meme of itself at this point.
Yeah. What, you mean Han shot first? Yeah.
Well,
that's
just
what they
them
do.
constantly retconning this one event.
Yeah.
It's just kind of corny. It's like, this is the oldest Star Wars you guys have, and you're still trying to retcon it. Why? And is retcon even the right word?
Technically.
Okay, I'm with it. But anyway, so that's been like the ire of fans for a little while, just like this whole McClunky incident.
Not as much as the sequels being bad, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a Star Wars I didn't like. I wouldn't tell you they're all good. Does that make sense?
There we go. That's a good way of putting it.
I just enjoy the movies for what they are. I don't think about them too much. I don't analyze them. I'm not looking for a deeper meaning. I take them at sheer face value. And if I get an analysis, like someone bothers to tell me, hey, this is what that meant, what they're trying to do, then I'll roll with it. So I can't say, I could probably say I like one more than others, but I couldn't say I didn't like one. Like, I just outright didn't like this. Now, that's not objective at all. That's just me as a moviegoer.
You think it is possible to judge movies objectively? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, of course it is. But you have to establish a criteria which all movies are judged on first for it to be objective.
Yes.
Right. So
I think I think if anything, what can be judged is like consistency.
okay,
If your writing is not consistent, that's not good.
it's bad.
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like there are reasons why there are, like, they teach you writing. There's a reason why you're taught writing,
Mm-hmm.
or people that teach it, so that you can. The idea is there are certain general things that are agreed upon as standards.
Yes. That I agree.
Or you just randomly select.
No, I was holding a button down. I was holding another button down.
That happens.
Yep, I was a dude pretending to be another dude. Pretending to be another dude. All right, I'll go back to base. Clean this up.
I'm going back to base.
Yo, you know what's funny? On a side note, I'm having so much screen lag but like because I'm using a charge blade, I can get away with being really sloppy.
Yeah.
Versus if I had my bow and arrow, this would be really tough
Yeah.
to land my headshots and stuff. Like this isn't a precision game like a Call of Duty or FPS.
Yeah.
But you got to be accurate if you want to hit the weak zones and not waste all your time.
They made her look like extra Japanese.
It's the festival, and yes, they did.
Yeah. Imagine just look at that face. She's like,
Wow. So you can't see this, but Mech just made the most Japanese face I've ever seen. You know how when they do hyper real animation and like Ren and Stimpy, that's what it looked like. Too bad you guys couldn't see it. Oh well.
yeah, my face literally turned. My skin turned yellow.
Yeah, from the neck up. It was hyper realistic.
Yeah, hyper realistic, like in the
Like in those
the creepy
pastas.
pasta.
Yeah, the creepy pasta hyper realistic.
Sonic.exe. No, it's Mech.exe.
Yeah, right. Alright, what's next? Oh, he wanted to hunt.
All right,
darkness.
quick question.
Hit me.
What would terrify you?
What would terrify me?
Yes, like a horror movie.
Oof.
I know you don't like scary things in general, but
I know.
okay. Well, psychological horror. What would psychologically affect you?
Good question.
How about this?
Um,
If you had a phobia, what would it be?
she's still ugly.
She
but
is.
I like this outfit better because I can see up her dress. If I had a phobia, I think I don't like jump scares. I kind of hate them.
So, jump scare phobia.
Yeah, phobia of jump scares. Isn't that crazy?
So it's literally just a movie.
A phobia.
Movie's
a
literally
phobia.
just jump scares.
Ah,
a jump
oh
scare.
no, not another one. But
Yeah.
I think
There's no like monster or anything. It's just
it's just like it could be anything. It could be a sheep
Yeah.
falling out of a balloon. Yeah.
that would be a hilarious. It's like a parody of a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like like the whole movie is just centered around jump scares of things that don't even make sense.
Don't make any sense at all.
Yeah, cloud just pops out. Like they make sense at first, right? It's like things you would expect, a zombie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud pops out. I don't know, mother-in-law. Pop, like make me a pie.
What are y'all doing?
How do you feel about cockroaches? But
Cockroaches.
cockroaches,
Cockroaches.
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 They all look like frogs.
So what do you call Goku if he was a bug? A cockroach. Anyway, cockroaches are cool. What was I talking about earlier? We were talking about something. It was really important to me.
Who were? Well, we talked about class warfare.
Right. No, something just now. Where are you going?
Scary. Something about phobias
Where
or
are
something.
you going? Dude, go here. Where's where I need you to go? Why are you going up there? Yeehaw. Giddy up. No, I was just getting into something, man. I can't remember what it was. Not knowing what it was. Nothing you know forever just because. This is the stream that never ends.
So basically, if this was the game we were playing, we could stream all night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now we know what to play next time.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like Destiny, you can't stay away for that, but
Destiny, I can, but I'm actually playing with friends of mine. So to me, this is like, and you're here, so it keeps my energy up, man. Oh, you guys read my mind. So I explained to Rod my strategy, and now he's just running everybody into walls, and I love him for it. We're tripping the hell out of each other right now.
I wonder if Steam actually downloaded it at any point.
That's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
Got him!
Have you ever played Sims before?
Sims, yes. I obey the crystal.
You obey the crystal.
Yeah, I've played some Sims.
So I got Sims 3.
Did you? Okay, is it any good?
I haven't played it yet, actually.
No.
I remember playing Sims 2 at my cousin's place.
Uh,
She was like really into it.
Was this that one cousin that made my life hell for a little while?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it's that cousin.
So
So
here,
now
guys.
she makes my mom. Now she makes my mom's life hell for now.
Story time, guys. So, Meg has a cousin, and her name is Borg. And she thought it'd be a great idea to have giraffes have to register their neck sizes. And I wasn't about that life because I never saw the need for that. My neck size is my business. You can see it from a distance, just let it go. But she would not let it go. And anyway, they went to the board of directors and they're like, Johnny, you gotta register your neck size or we can't have you stay here. And it just all happened so quickly. And I just don't understand what her beef was. She didn't really know me. And it just really was a pain in the arse. Needless to say, I did what I had to do. Now my neck size is no longer an issue. And I never saw her again. So I don't see why she went after me like that. But whatever, you know? To each his own.
I am impressed. How do you come up with that stuff on the spot?
I don't know. I really want to go into improv. Like, really want to go into improv. Like comedy? Not just any old improv, but improv comedy. To be
Yeah, so not
specific.
just like yeah.
Improv traffic stops.
If you could be on, dude, if you could be on Whose Line?
I'm the second coming of Wayne Brady. Get up, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. But you would get mad. Fine. Get mad and hold this. I love that move. It's so violent. Anyway,
Alright. What was
So,
your
yeah.
favorite game on Whose Line?
oh, dude. I like answer a question with a question. I was always kind of fond of that.
Questions only.
Because that escalated so hard, and you had to really think. Because you couldn't just be like, why?
Why did you
Why?
like that? Why did you like that?
Because I like how sharp you had to be. You got me, kids.
I like the one where they have to do. They did like a variation of it where it was still questions only, but you also had to do an impression of it.
What do you mean?
You had to do impressions while you're asking questions.
Oh, it's like ask this as somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Reddit does something like that. Like explain like I'm five as. It's like explain like I'm five, like you're Jack Sparrow. It's always a fun one. I love how this one Asian dude is wasting all of his time with us to hunt these stupid monsters when he could be out killing this whole game by himself. So I have a running theory. Anybody whose name I can't pronounce is going to carry me through whatever I'm doing.
That's what. There's a similar beef with that in Splatoon.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like Splatoon, you see a bunch of people with Japanese names in there. And like on the opposite side, you know you're gonna
Oh,
lose.
you're dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a burden.
It's like you got the face of like this smiling guy, and then he's like the next one's like,
Yeah. This guy's getting wailed on. But I need this for Coral. Oh, you know what? I gotta kill him in the Coral Highlands though. Can we get him back over here? Because this is where I need him to be.
I need you over here.
Oh, I forgot. I got killer with me. Whatever.
See, I love any of the ones where they have to do like basically anything with like Colin and Ryan.
They do well together. Yeah.
They like, yeah. It's like the way that Wade and Chip are. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Colin are the same way.
Damn. Lost that hole in the wall.
But like you know, like they do this. You know, like game sound effects.
Yes.
Yeah. You know the ones where they get like the audience members to join them.
Yeah.
That's
You like that
always
one?
funny.
Okay.
Yeah, because the people that they get always suck. So you have to do like sound effects.
Yeah.
Imagine like someone who's terrible at doing sound effects, and you have to like act.
Oh my god, they get the worst, especially the women. Women are like, "Meh." every sound effect's almost the same.
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing right now?
it's like, oh no, it's the ghost. Like, ooh. Like you got one lady who was just going, oh,
Yeah, just literally just
the
making
whole
noise.
time.
That's it. I'm just making noise. Come on, Coral Highland. No? Alright. Let's go crazy.
Like you call that a gun? This is a gun. Bang.
This is a gun bang. Dead.
Yeah, just shoot to the air like I didn't need to fire it. It's like pew pew pew.
I want to lure something out that's like worth fighting for these guys, but you know.
Yeah. I think there was that mission. There was one where they have to do like the pretend that they're doing a secret mission. If it's always
Are you
like something
serious?
mundane. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. There's like one where they have to wax a politician's car, or they have to wash the politician's car, and then he like, yeah, it's like, now we have to wax it. And he looks and he goes, oh look, a turtle. It's not the-
Oh, turtle wax.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like picks up the turtle, brings out his leg, and uses it. Good times.
It is 9:30.
It's only been an hour.
Yeah, man. Time flies.
When you want to die.
Ooh, wow. That was harsh, and I like it.
Gonna use that as a model now.
All right, let's do this. So let's do doors. Oh, that's right. He's actually doors.
Mr. Doors.
Doors. And Roderick. Yay.
Oh, Derek.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go.
Oh, yay. Oh,
Pour some sugar on that. I have this one stuck in my head. Clearly.
in the name of love.
Oh wow.
So I have this theory that all the Go to Guys works. It's-
All right. So do me a favor. Explain who that is, so we can talk about it. For
I
those that don't
didn't
know.
see the name.
I think it's Adogadai.
Okay, Go Nagai.
Oh, okay.
Dogadai.
Adogadai.
Go the guy. He's known for making a lot of etchy, like manga.
Okay.
It's fundamental.
Which
and
one? Which one is etchy? Is that girl on girl or guy on guy?
That's something completely different.
Okay.
Etchy is like
Softcore.
pretty much.
Okay. I'm getting there, bro.
I have this theory that all of his works are all in part of the same. That they're all just somehow within the same universe.
Gotcha.
Because I know Devilman and Violence Jack do.
Right.
Yeah, that guy.
Hey, you.
I like that guy.
I love how Calamity's already here, mopping this guy up.
Lick.
Come here.
I actually like him a lot more than
Oh no! Catch the corner.
Catch These Corners.
Catch these corners.
Okay, your turn. Fan theory time.
Fan theory.
Yes.
Oof. So you know you have a hard time like concentrating while you game.
Yeah.
So like I can riff, but to go into deep things, I struggle with that while I'm gaming.
Okay. Well, what's something you want to riff on?
I can riff on fan theories.
Okay.
All right. So here's my take on fan theory. What was I getting at? Got him. That was solid. So I think that sometimes fan theories are more well thought out than what we actually get in our media.
This is true.
And the reason why I believe that is because I feel like fans have the time to focus on one or two plot points and flesh them out, whereas writers are creating the actual universe these plot points exist in. So there's a lot more for them to think about that they have to be consistent with. Ah, no, dang it. Want him to go to sleep. But I don't think that fan theories get enough credit. And I also, on the same note, feel like they are criminally overvalued in their own circles. So the stuff people come up with when they're pointing out the plot holes in other people's devices, I think is amazing, right? Oh wow, I pee like that in the morning. I think it's
feel
like
that in the morning.
yeah, two different directions.
Yeah. Pee up and then spin around. Yeah. Just hands up the whole time.
Yeah, right? Paint two walls at once, baby.
Yeah. Someone just goes into a urinal. Like,
Hands behind the head. I like the effect. You know what? I'll take this damage, sir.
I'll take this damage
Okay,
and
here
raise
we
you.
Raise you a healing potion seller. Give me your strongest potions, potion seller. Hit this wall, baby. Bang! Shot you down.
Okay.
Get out of me.
Give me something to riff on then.
All right, I want you to riff on. Oh, how's our boy Maestro? You talk to him?
I haven't watched his videos in a long time, to be honest.
He
I should.
He puts something like once a month. I
Yeah.
think.
Really should, because he was fundamental in being cool.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude. Have you watched Turbo Thumb's video with us yet?
No, it's posted. He said Black Friday, so I imagine that happened already.
That was a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can check. Yeah.
We'll check later.
Check
Shout out
later.
to Turbo Thumbs if you're watching. We love you, brother.
Turbo Thumbs.
Turbo Thumbs. It's like the turbo.
I wonder if he's considered updating his logo
Yeah.
for the drug thumbs.
The dry thumbs. You call them dry thumbs?
Crudely drawn.
Oh.
Make them like glow or something.
I thought you said they were dry thumbs. Like, dang, bro.
I mean, I guess that's possible.
That's a pretty harsh assessment, and I like it. Put some lotion on your logo, bro. Your thumbs are dry. Oh, burn!
Not as burned as your thumb.
Oh! Did your thumbs go to Australia and start the fires? They're so dry.
I bet you can scratch your thumbs together.
Oh! Yeah. sorry, Turbo. We're totally love the channel.
What are you talking about? We're definitely not being mean to you right now.
Yeah, no. You're good, bro. Give me that.
Ah, give me that or.
I'm getting nothing good.
And then you'd be like, or what?
What he did there. I see it. Pour some sugar on me.
Poureth some sugar.
Pour some sweetener on me. Doesn't sound the same when you say pour some sweetener on me. No. Woo-ha! Okay, I didn't.
I'll be honest, I'm like gotten really tired of that song.
Pour some sugar on me?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because it seems to be the only one people play from Def Leppard.
Oh really?
They have other good songs.
They have other songs? I'm kidding. Of course
Yeah.
they do.
I don't know, like Rock of Ages.
Okay.
You know,
I get it.
I take it back. They do have good songs. They just only play them from 2 albums. Like, I think the only other one they play from that one is maybe Hysteria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Get up. Skadoosh. I could have did that, I'm just saying. Really?
I'd fail.
Oh, they got the tail off already?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Give me that tail.
They cut the tail off and I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is.
There.
Right. Ew. Could you imagine, like, someone cuts off your foot and you have to fight them still standing over your foot? It's like, can we go anywhere else right now? Like, I get it, you're pretty much kicking my butt, but, like, can we go anywhere else and do this? Do I have to fight over my severed limb? Or you'd be like, Joe, and just eat it. You ever seen him do that?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Savage Devil Joe will eat his
Oh,
tail
really?
if you cut it off, yeah.
Jeez. That's like a power move there. Yeah, you cut off my tail.
Cut off my tail.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like Joseph. Like Joseph dressed up. You know, like at the end, he loses his arm.
Yeah.
He's like distracted by the arm.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Where are you going?
Did you find this too, JoJo? like, of course I did. But not really. You just got lucky.
Oh, really? We're both gonna trap this guy? Well, finish it off now, dude.
Like, see ya. What traps him is like, see ya.
Yeah, pretty much. I contributed.
If you could change your last name, what would it be?
Joestar.
Johnny.
My name is Johnny Joestar. I would legit be a JoJo.
You would legitimately be in the.
I'd be canon.
You would actually be this.
My name would be Johnny G. Joestar.
Yeah. No, that's actually the main character of Part 7.
Johnny G. Joestar?
Johnny Joestar. Well, not the G, but that's just...
I'd be G for distinction because I'm a
yes.
G. But anyway, yeah, Johnny G. Joestar. That's cool. Yeah, I would be Joestar.
Maybe G-Joe.
Or I think, nope, I think Joestar just fits really well. Or Johnny, be my last name.
Joestar Johnny?
No, just Johnny.
Johnny.
Yep. Johnny.
All right. So, we talked about what I think we talked about before about like what we would want our stands to be.
We did.
So, how do you meet? I think we went with Jordan, right? So, Jordan Joestar. How do you meet Jordan?
How do I meet Jordan Joestar?
Yes. Was it in battle or something, or how would you meet?
Hold on. Something's not right here. My hunter rank's not going up anymore. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. My master rank is not going up.
You have to go.
I think I need to go back to the city.
Yeah.
I need to phone a friend. Can you hold this?
Sure.
Ugh. Guys, I'll be right back.
Got any good investigation? Yeah. Okay. Because that first one put me at like cap out 69. I was like, okay, I'm doing a couple and hit 70 and left that one. Alright. I'm gonna end the expedition back to the city and see what I can find. Alright, cool. I'm just looking at your fine collection.
Oh, yes. A bunch of undone work.
Yeah. I like how you still haven't learned the clutch.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Officially, you haven't learned how to use the clutch.
Officially, no.
You should learn how to use the clutch. You're like using
Like,
it as you're swinging
I'm like
around.
dual clutching.
Like, I think you need to work on your skills.
Right. They should do a montage of that. It's like, you should learn to use the clutch, and I'm already using it. It can aid you in fighting monsters, and I'm like doing the clutch claw attacks. It's like, it might support you, and I'm like ripping monsters in half with 2 clutches. I'm like so advanced. You know who Omega Red is? In Marvel? Okay. You know that guy that fought Iron Man in Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
It's like that. I'm just using clutches like whips and just clutching everything. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, I just put that connection together. Whiplash and Omega Red are like the same person. I don't think you guys understand how much my mind is blown right now.
Yeah.
Like, Whiplash and Omega Red. Now, yes, I know there's fundamental differences. Omega Red was a product of the Weapon X program.
Yeah. However, maybe it's
Yep, it sure is. It's a quest. I need your help with something.
alternate timeline or something.
Your boy's about to... No. I mean, they exist the same timeline. There's one's in X-Men, and the other one is in Iron Man's, like, neck of the woods. All right, boys and girls, I'm about to get a quest to hit rank 70, which means I can start hunting the big boy stuff.
Playing with the big boys now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing that movie, and then all my dad said when we saw it, was like, "That's not how it happened in the Bible."
Yeah. That's not how it happened in the Bible. That's great. Ooh, this is what's gonna hurt.
All right. What? How do you mock your dad when he says silly things to you? How do you do it?
Silence. Silence. I don't know, man. I haven't had to mock my dad in so long.
You don't have a goofy accent to take on.
I can't hear my dad's accent.
Really?
No.
You hear the wind?
Nope. You do a better my dad than I do. See, the thing is about my dad is he's part like robot, so I'm not. Like I purposely didn't take on those enhancements.
I'm part robot. That's why
You are. That's why you do it so well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm legitimately a giraffe. So like it's hard for me to take on that accent. You know
Out
what
of
I mean?
curiosity, what will you be next time we have this conversation?
Attack helicopter.
Then you will be part robot.
Yeah, then I can do his accent. In this form, I cannot.
But it's like you're able to do Jamaican accents just fine.
Yeah, it's the Jamaican giraffes too. My long neck.
To say joy rafts.
Joy rafts.
Joy
You know what?
rafts.
I'm okay with the joy raft. See, now I got the song stuck in my head though. That Pour Some Sugar on Me song.
Yeah.
For no reason. Oh no, they gave me all the garbage tail riders.
Did you see that? There was that thing on. It was on Reddit. Yeah, it had some guy. Like it was the Baltimore sound test.
No, it's that.
No, it's like or pronunciation test.
Okay.
And it's like read this. Basically said to read the sentence out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What they said was earn. Take a guess on what that translated to.
No idea.
Aaron earned and iron earned.
Oh, okay.
Well, like the guy says, it's like earn. Like, do we actually sound like that?
Wait, is that us? Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Okay, yo, if you could be the bad guy in any historical event, it's in history, what would it be?
Any historical event in history?
Yeah, the baddies.
I think easily Genghis Khan.
Gotcha.
Were they the bad guys though?
I don't know. Is he really considered?
Were
a
they the
guy?
bad guys? Yeah, you kind of have to like ask yourself.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. He's not a good guy, but I mean, he's. I don't know. It's like, are they bad guys just because they conquered, or would they be bad guys because they actually do bad things? I don't know. Genghis Khan also killed a bunch of random people.
Dead.
So
Killed them dead. Killed them dead.
yes. Okay. How about this? Western and Eastern Roman Empire. Which one would you rather be in?
Huh?
Would you rather be the Western Roman Empire or Eastern?
Western or Eastern? I don't know. Give me a couple highlights on each one.
Western Rome is falling is usually where we say the Dark Ages started.
Okay.
Eastern Rome became Istanbul.
Give me a little more than
not
that.
Constantinople.
Dun, 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 dun. Give me a little more than that.
Okay. Western Rome is based in Rome. Eastern Rome is based in Turkey.
Gotcha. It's like ice
Eastern
buildings.
Rome lasted significantly longer.
Got it.
Western Rome is eventually. Eastern Rome got conquered by the Ottomans, and then Western Rome got conquered by Germanic tribes.
Okay.
It was more of like it was weird. Western Rome more of like collapsed while Eastern Rome got conquered.
I saw, I collapsed.
Okay. It's like the opposite of Julius Caesar.
Yeah. Blast resistance, kids. Bloop. One more for the Gipper.
And then Ronald Reagan actually shows up. It's like, I will take your blast resistance.
yes, right here, please. All right, I got 1, 2. I need one more. One more. You know what? We're gonna lose his agitator.
Mr. It's like Mr. Double Joe, build me this wall.
I know how this is gonna end. I'm getting blast resist now. Leave me alone.
I want beer.
Huh?
I want to be like full of beer right now. And they don't do Modelo's or something.
Yo, you need a full body beer.
Yes.
Nice.
We drank all of our Scotch ale. It's surprisingly fast.
How dare you? All right, if you had to get rid of one skill, you know what health boost it is. You're right. F that. No, no. Actually, I need health boost. Let's go with. Hold on. How many health boosts do I have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.
All right. So let's say you have to sacrifice one of your limbs, but you gain an extra one somewhere else.
Interesting. I'm listening.
What do you give up?
I sacrifice one of my limbs and gain one somewhere else.
Okay, let's say you cut off your leg and you get an extra arm,
Okay.
or you cut off your arm and you get an extra leg. Which one would you pick?
A lot of people are joining my session. Cut off my leg to gain an extra arm, or cut off my arm to gain an extra leg.
Yeah,
Give me an extra arm, dude.
that's it.
Yeah. Give me an extra arm. Because then I can get in a wheelchair and still have an arm free to like be on my phone. And I have a leg, so I can still stand up. If I cut off my arm with 3 legs, what am I gonna do with 3 legs?
So you'd be like the hop around, and you also have an extra arm.
Right. I could like crutch and hold stuff. I could be a really cool waiter.
Jump, hop, hop, hop.
Right. Oh, dude, that'd be one step away from me in Goro. Can you imagine? Crap, I'm stuck in this mini game. Look at a sexy pig. No disrespect, brethren. Alright, so we're gonna go defense up because I ain't trying to die first. Psych! I'm trying to die first. Alright, so PTSD right now over here. Alright, let's go. I'm ready, boss.
Okay. How about this? You have to lose one of your vital organs, but you gain an extra one. An extra. So, okay, which one would you give up then?
So hold on, I give up 1 to gain 1?
Yes.
Is it equal or lesser vitality? Like how vital it is? 'Cause I can just give up my appendix and get 2 penises or something.
I don't know. I'd be kind of scared about
Them's
that.
not the rules, right?
I guess those would be the rules, though.
Can I get a vagina instead?
No, it has to be an additional of something I already have.
Right. So can I get? Oh, touche. All right, I'll play your game.
Okay.
I think I would give up. No, I like alcohol. We're gonna keep that. I'd probably give up my nose to gain a 3rd eye. Back here. Back of my head.
That's like so really disturbing. It's like
I wear a
it's like
ball
some
cap.
Junji Ito.
I wear a ball cap all the time, so it pisses me off. I'll just kind of tilt it forward and look at him, and then cover it back up.
But you have to be a mouth breather your whole time.
Oh yeah. Be constantly just wheezing everywhere I go.
It'd be hard to eat at the same time, though.
Well, I would just drink smoothies. Could you imagine?
I do want terrorist field.
Oh man,
Dude, that would actually be really...
that would be a cool concept. If I could draw, I would do that. Like,
like, yeah, dude, we could like fill like a bestiary of like our combinations of ideas and stuff. Yeah, that's like in Devilman. That's how like all the demons look.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, they're all like freaky. They're like, they're not demons like the way we would term them. They're like, it's just a classification of like human animal hybrids.
huh? Got it.
So like, basically the way they fuse to adapt, they can like fuse with animals so that to adapt to their environment.
Really?
And that's what happens with the main character, or that's how he becomes Devilman.
Okay, he fuses with a devil or some random animal.
A devil fuses with him,
Mm.
but he's like he's too human for the devil, so it doesn't control him.
Oh shoot, he's too human for the devil.
Yeah. I don't like the way these monsters look. These particular ones.
These ones are my least favorite, simply because they're slow. And I don't know if they're slower than the other ones. They're probably not, but they're the slow animation, so I feel like I'm moving slow. Mind you, they're doing all this in 2 legs, whereas the other guys are like galloping. He's just kind of like walking fast. But yeah, these guys, he's kind of ugly, man. I mean, look at that. It is I, Bracadillo. It's one of my favorite things ever. Oh, we're going in here?
I just made the connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was me. Dios.
If somebody pulled that off, that'd be epic.
It's got to be somewhere. Well, okay, that's something I have to look
What?
at. Brachydios.
It is I, Bracadillo.
It is,
I'm sure somebody's done that.
Yeah.
There's no way. Wait, I came up with that. That makes no sense.
Let's try Kono Brachydioda.
Oh no, Bracadillo. Everything I pronounce in Japanese is super strained. You? It'd be like if I talk like, you must go across the bridge. Oh no, is it yet? Not it? Yes, God.
Okay, it's a step in the right direction. Kono Diosta.
Kono Dios da. Bayamo. Is I.
I wish I could show that.
Editing. Post production.
Yes.
Post production and live stream. So post production and a live stream would technically classify as production.
Okay, I like this one better.
Yes, but it was I, but I gave Dios. I like that one. Shooting that up. Shooting that up. What you got?
It looks like a little Mac, but it would... like... Hold on. Okay, I like this gift.
What you got? What you got? What? That's actually super accurate.
Yes.
So when did Brachydios drop as a monster? I want to see if if he's a JoJo's reference. I gotta know. There's too many similarities, man.
Well, JoJo's been around since the 80s. So...
Right. And Monster is what, like late 90s?
No, 2000s. So
Really?
that's when first game came out PS2.
You know what? You're right because you're right. But more importantly,
Yeah, thank you. I'm right because I'm right.
yeah, more importantly, you're right because I can't remember where I was going with that.
Goo.
All right, you know what? We're just gonna fight this out. One of y'all got to go, and I don't have any dunk pods. Anyway, we're here to fight Bracky.
You know, I didn't like Glavinus in the first game he was in. I like him in here.
You like him in World?
Yeah.
Why's that?
I feel like they gave a lot more animation to him, I guess.
Okay.
If that made sense.
Yeah.
Like, for one thing, he looks way bigger and way more detailed.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's just more because of limitations of the...
The hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they all look like they're more detailed in this game. But, like,
Look, dude, I don't want to fight you. I definitely didn't want that to happen. So Doors has a propensity for dying
really, I hadn't noticed.
when we fight Brachydios. Like, he doesn't bring blast resist.
Oh.
And I get it. Like, if you're a god, you won't get hit by his blast. I am neither a god nor a Doors, so I bring blast resist.
I get it. If you're better than everyone else, you don't bring stuff that protects you.
Right.
Surprise.
But I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Nor do I even, like, remotely pretend to be. Like, in Tekken, I'll brag, because I put in the work. Really? You caught that arrow for him? Did you just pull a get down, Mr. President? Sure.
So, what game would you play that you want to get competitive in?
That's actually a really cool question, because I've always toyed with the idea of going MLG. I would say Smash Brothers interests me quite a bit. I'm really good at Tekken. I think that would be a lot of fun.
But I don't know, man. Like, I play a lot of Hunter. You know, I wouldn't mind doing some competitive speed runs in that. Um,
See, I don't think I don't consider speed running like MLG or a proper way of doing MLG for Monster Hunter.
well, if you play with TA rules, then it's at least across the board the same rules, so there's a little bit of competition there.
Yeah.
But
I guess it would make sense for like arena,
right,
but like I don't know. I would like to see if you're out in the field, maybe judge by form. Maybe a better way to do it. That means you have to have someone like watching the whole time while you have to like have someone judging your technique and stuff.
right, your mortal technique.
Yeah. The question is, how would you do that? How would you come up with standards?
Oh, we already have, and they're actually really good.
Really?
So there's certain items that are banned in speedruns, in the TA rules for the speedruns. Like there's no mantles. You can't use mantles.
Right.
There's certain other items that are banned. And other than that, you roll with it. Oh, there's no switching weapons. Oh, come on, dude. There's no switching weapons in TA runs. So like you have to use one weapon the whole time.
Yeah.
So you have to really optimize your loadout and kind of understand that sometimes even though elemental has its advantages, it may be better to go raw in certain instances. Anyway, it's regulated, and a lot of people go by the same rules. So when you see these, I told you, there's doors right on clockwork.
I don't know. I should rename my character Nobody.
Nobody?
So like nobody is fainted.
Oh.
Did you ever have to read the Odyssey when you were in school?
Nope. Opted out. My teacher, like, she put it up there, and she was like, you can opt in or opt out. And I was like, well, we don't need no education. And I just chose not to read it.
How do you opt out of something like that?
Out of the Odyssey?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know what it's about. No one told me.
Well, did you have to do something instead? Or,
Huh?
like, I guess I understand. Was the option like you can read this or read something else?
No, we never actually had to read the Odyssey. It just wasn't even in the curriculum. It wasn't. See, I'm so old, they were still finishing the book. So it wasn't in schools yet. It was more like optional reading if you just wanted to find out what the next blog post is going to be. But it wasn't a complete story yet. I think he was on like 4 of 600. So we're just like, whatever, bro.
The Odyssey was just blown
Dude,
by
every
Homer.
every time we talked to him, he was like, "Dude, support me on Patreon." We're like, "No,
Yeah.
just finish your story,
Well,
bro."
did you read his first one? Because the Odyssey is a continuation.
Well, we supported it. I won't say I got around to actually reading it, but you know how these starving artists are. It's like, "Oh man, I'll finish the second one if you blah blah blah." It's like, dude, you want it bad enough or not, man? Make it happen. Anyway, so needless to say, no, I haven't finished his dusty book yet. He needs to get that
Well, what
together.
did you have to read in school then?
We read the Pharaoh Files. Those are the chronicles of Tut and Imhotep. Yeah, it was more like a diary entry as they came out. We got the papyrus sent directly to us, and we were able to kind of
I like this alternate timeline that you're pulling, but seriously, what was
nothing, bro. We read the Monkey's Paw, bro. Like I don't remember what we read.
the monkey's
The Monkey's Paw,
I wish that guy's channel was still alive.
monkey.
Yeah,
There's a monkey.
Monkey Jones.
Oh wow, I remember Monkey Jones.
Yeah,
Holy crap! I wish his channel was still around.
I mean he's still around, but he doesn't do the same stuff.
Nah.
Yeah, I miss the anime reviews personally, but
Yeah. Monkey Jones. Yeah, I remember you showed me some of his stuff. It's
Yeah.
actually kind of funny.
yeah, dude, this stuff was gold. It was like,
Can I jump off this wall?
well, I recently saw it when he did a review of Death Note,
Oh shoot.
and he was like, like everyone makes this big deal about the death of the letter L, which makes no sense to me because the letter L doesn't exist in the Japanese language.
He's not wrong. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hold that. Got him.
Gadim.
Got him. Oh, the screen lag is actually helping me because I suck at aiming.
Oh, the delay. You're somehow altering time so that.
That's what it feels like. I can aim and then my brain can adjust to what I aimed at, and then it aims. Oh, you want another one? You said? Oh, bro. Fortunately, I don't have anything to slam you in the wall with. If I had a real team, they would have busted him into the wall again. But no. I got
wounded it.
Oh, this guy's about to die, bro. Ying, ying, ying. That will never not be one of my favorite moves in this game.
Ying, ying, ying.
Kind of. But just that backflip off the head. Like it's bad enough my arrows are huge. But then they like stab you a couple times and then backflip off your forehead. This is disrespectful, man. What is the most disrespectful fighting move you've ever seen in an anime? And I don't mean like intense like a Mr. Hercule thing. I mean like, dang, someone got hit by that. Just end your career.
Probably the 7-page Muda.
Okay, so for those of us it's their first time, what is a 7-page Muda?
It's a Muda that's 7 pages long in the manga.
You can't use the word to define the word, man. Help us understand.
Okay.
So what manga? What manga?
It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Like
part-
I know this
part
stuff.
5.
But I'm just saying for those that don't.
Giorno's the main character's battle cry is Muda Muda Muda.
Uh-huh.
And the
What's up with
manga,
his head?
in his fight against
Ooh.
Chocolata, the fight makes him so pissed off that he beats him to death for 7 pages long in the manga.
Jeez, did he win the fight?
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
Obviously.
Well, it ends with him flying into a trash can, so.
Uh-huh.
Or, not in a trash can, in a garbage. It was in the garbage truck as it was closing.
That's rough.
So, yeah, that I would say is the most disrespectful.
7-page Muda?
Yes.
Okay.
What would you say?
Okay, so I would say this is disrespectful and kind of like a flex at the same time. So I would say it's how Goku handled the end of the fight with Cell. And when he pretty much got him all the way down and then was like, gave him a sensu bean, and then had to come back and like help his kid beat him. Now, I think it's disrespectful to Gohan to be like, oh man, you almost beat this dude? Great, let me heal him up. Do it again. Get serious this time. It's like, I know you're cheering for me, bro, but like, I'm trying to handle this. It's for like a super disrespectful move. And then to actually beat Cell with it. Like the Kamehameha, the father-son Kamehameha.
Yeah.
But from the grave. I don't know. Nah, I think one of the most disrespectful moves is 1,000 Years of Pain. You know what that is?
No.
Yay! Naruto. It's one of Kakashi's moves. He gets behind you, puts his finger together like that, right up your butt crack, sends you flying.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. You thought you had me, jerk. I like how the whole team stopped to fight
Did you
this
call him
dude.
a turf?
Jerk.
Okay. That'd be funny if you called him a turf. But
A turf?
yeah. You know what a turf is?
I don't like turf wars.
No, turf is like trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Whoa. Oh, turf, like TERF.
Yes.
Okay. Trans exclusionary radical
Yeah,
feminists?
it's like feminists who don't believe trans people are.
They don't count.
Yeah. they
I'm
don't
kind
count
of
as
with them. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, you're technically a turf.
Yeah. I'm totally with that, dude. Actually,
Yeah.
they don't count. Can trans people give birth?
Like, I am on the side of they only count as women if because we decide them to count.
Alright.
There's nothing that actually determines whether
It's getting kind of
functionally
spicy in here.
determines them other than we want to.
Thank you, Neji. Thank you, Neji.
And she just stares in his eyes.
And he knows. He knows if he doesn't do that, we're all gonna get hurt and die. You sit down.
You ghosted.
Yeah, you sit down. You. There you go, Blaze. You know what time it is, Blaze. Yeah. Blaze knows what time it is.
Did you see my stuff?
No, what'd you
I
say?
was like, tapioca.
Tapioca time?
Yep.
Nope, we are not dying today, baby. Oops.
We are not.
That
We are not.
was me
dying
scrambling.
today.
We're not gonna die today. No, we're not gonna die today.
We're not gonna die
Die
today.
today.
Anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Not again. We're not gonna take it. That's such a great song, or at least a great song.
It's so goofy yet so good at the same time.
Right,
Have
right.
you ever seen the music video?
No, I haven't.
Dude, the music video is great.
It's tight.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
What do you want to do with your life? Whoever that actor was that did that, he went all in.
Yeah.
For the dad. Yeah.
Dude, okay, when you get home, I need you to watch an SNL skit called Fly High Duluth. And he went in, bro. The guy who did the song there. It's actually the guy who does the MacGruber videos.
Oh, that guy.
I forgot his name right now.
Will Forte.
Yeah, Will Forte, okay? This felt like his magnum opus skit, dude. Like, I feel like he took over it and everybody just went along with it. You gotta watch it. So basically the premise, do you want me to tell you the premises?
Sure.
Okay. It's not a huge spoiler. So basically, they have a morning show called Fly High Duluth, and they ask a group to come in and do like the theme song. And the group is like a rock band, but like a live rock band, like a ballad band. So they're rocking out this Fly High Duluth song, and like he just takes over. And then like you got to see it. It's like
It's kind of like What's Up with That, but
yeah, but different. Like What's Up with That tries to be funny. This just felt like he was like, I'm making my own skit now. Like it's almost like uncomfortable for a minute,
yeah.
but in a really cool way. It's like okay, like if this was gonna be his last skit ever on the show, it'd be great. What are we doing here? I'm running around like a crazy person. Oh, that did nothing. Okay. Fly high Duluth. I hate close range coding. I really do.
What's a cartoon you wish you could have bad?
You know
And
what?
still be good, not like forced.
Right. There's a cartoon about robot ninjas that I've been unable to locate. This is gonna be a long shot. Oh, even longer shot. Whatever. Nope. Too long. There's a cartoon about robot ninjas, and I can't find it. I watched it in Connecticut. I know the theme song, and I've never heard it since. It goes dun 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 dun, and I cannot find it to save my life, dude. I've been searching for this song for the better part of 20 years. And I've looked at lists and lists of 90s cartoons, 80s cartoons. I cannot find it at all. And it's about a bunch of robot ninjas, and one's like blue, and they're like coming down off of a building, like jet landing or something like that. Can't find it. If I could bring that show back, man, I would give my left testicle to science to have them reattach it to get that show back. Therefore, netting zero loss.
This is when we were talking about like having if we could get parts of our body removed and get other parts back.
Right. Yeah, going back to that. See how I can tie the whole show together?
Yeah, so like remove testicle, get show.
Get show. Yeah, but good though. No, I wish we had the original X-Men for Fox back. I would love to see that old school format with new school stories.
New school.
Like stories that came out after the show ended, right? So stuff that came out in the 2000s,
Yeah.
stuff that came out this recently, like the new X-Men arc that just happened is really good. I would love to see that kind of stuff, but in the old school drawn universe, the old school voice actors, and just see how they do it, how they evolve them. Because they had like X-Men New Class and did some new animation stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't bad, man. It just wasn't good. Is that possible? Or something that's not bad but also not good?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'll already go to agree with that. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Like, yes, you okay there? But
Yes.
that's kind of what I'd like to see. X-Men come back, a good version of the Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't mind having back. I believe they did some good work. What else? I want to see the Oprah Winfrey show come back, but in cartoon form.
That
It would just be fun.
that would be fun.
And like, it doesn't take itself seriously though. Like,
Yeah.
it knows it's a cartoon, and like its guests are like Rick and Morty, or like Finn without Jake, or something. But it's like the Oprah Winfrey show. Like, how much
It
fun
sounds
would
like
that be?
that's like something that they end up doing with Johnny Bravo.
What do you mean? They
Like,
did that?
Yeah, they had him like cross over with other Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Oh, okay, yeah. Keep it in universe.
Yeah. But yeah, I like where you go with that. Oprah Winfrey like hosts a cartoon show in with other cartoons.
I was like, yeah, I think that'd just be fun, dude. You know, we should do that. We should do a podcast where you as Mech interview a cartoon character, and the other person has to be that cartoon character as best they can.
Yeah, I thought I'd like to do that actually.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Someone
Or
has to do
someone
cartoons.
in their universe. Like, I'm just a citizen that lives in a Dragon Ball Z city, and I get to talk to you about the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, we're just like in Trigun. It's like the $6 billion double dollar. How many double dollars?
I can heal you now. Aha. That's right. That's right. I can heal. Fly high to lose.
I think I'd like to see Kids Next Door.
Oh wow, that was a good one, dude.
Yeah. But with like, let's imagine like a new squad
Okay.
instead of just bringing back
Like
the
their
old
kids?
squad. Yeah. Yeah.
I love how everybody has the sex.
Everyone has the sex.
Yep, in Naruto, everybody had the sex. Now they all have kids.
Yeah.
None of that got animated though. That got relegated to Rule 64.
Rule 64.
Yeah.
They got like being Rule 34.
Yes.
Rule 64 is they all become like low poly.
Is that what it is?
I know there is a rule where it's like if it. I know there's Rule 34, and then there's another one where it's like if it exists, there's a gender bent version of it.
Oh. I like that. Fly high to lose. You gotta see that skit, man. It's great. Yo, I can't believe we made it. Lewis died.
Looks like we made it. All right, I think we accomplished our mission today.
It is 10:30. I have to wake up in the morning.
Well, I do too.
What? You do too?
What?
Heck, you're immortal. Fly high to lose.
I have to like recharge or something.
Or something. Yeah, I gotta stop straining my neck.
Next
I got a
time
crystal.
On For Funsies.
Next time we're for funsies, find out just how long Johnny's neck is.
He is a giraffe after all.
He is a giraffe after all. Oh, I have one of these. Lame. Lame. Without love, you can't get enough. What? I like it rough, but I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. I'll work on that, man. I'll get it in there. Look, man, you tried. It's only been 2 hours. Okay. Please wait while Steven's being installed. All right. Fly high to lose. Hey, he can hear it. I'm not. I'm the only one here. No, I'm kidding. Let's stop. Actually, I don't know how to turn that off.
Well, I tried to turn it off.